Briefly today news, June 17th, 2026. What details do lawmakers want?
You're watching Briefly Today News. Marcus Hale at the desk. For analysis today, Evan Shaw, analyst. Before we analyze this story, here's what CBS News reported. You'll hear the report. This excerpt provides the context of uncertainty surrounding the agreement and highlights the key.
To end the war.
Great questions, Elizabeth. The bottom line is we don't know yet what's in the MOU because it hasn't yet been made.
What specific details are lawmakers seeking in the peace deal with Iran?
Lawmakers, particularly those on Capitol Hill, are calling for the release of the full text of the tentative deal to ensure transparency. This includes details on any changes from the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, as well as specifics on Iran's nuclear program and regional stability measures. Still, unverified, reporting indicates that these details could significantly impact Congress's oversight and public trust.
Next, from CBS News. You'll hear the report. This excerpt details the key elements of the agreement and sets up the analysis.
Brief. What we understand it to include is first a 60-day ceasefire, second, very important, the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, and third, a willingness for both Iran and the United States to go back to the negotiating table.
What do we know for certain here, and where is this sourcing still thin?
In 2015, the U.S. and Iran signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, also known as the Iran nuclear deal, which was later withdrawn by the Trump administration but could serve as a parallel for current negotiations. The underlying drivers include geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and Iran over regional stability and nuclear proliferation concerns. Congressional oversight is seen as beneficial to maintaining checks on executive power, while lack of transparency could be detrimental to public trust in government actions. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are calling for the release of the text of a tentative deal with Iran.
Next, from CBS News. You'll hear the report. This excerpt contextualizes the geopolitical tensions and implications of the agreement for Israel.
Includes Lebanon, and this is where the tensions between the United States and Israel are becoming more apparent. As you rightly note, Israel is not part of the negotiations for the MOU, and yet it will be, if this MOU is to be enforced, it will be incumbent on Israel and Hezbollah, Iran's proxy, to abide by a ceasefire negotiated by the U.S. and Iran.
How should we place this in the wider regional and historical picture?
This story is a continuation of long-standing tensions between the U.S. and Iran, dating back to 2015 when they signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, also known as the Iran nuclear deal. At that time, Congress was deeply involved in reviewing any deals related to Iran's nuclear program. Today, similar dynamics are at play, with lawmakers eager for transparency and review under the same 2015 law. The underlying drivers include geopolitical tensions over regional stability and concerns about nuclear proliferation. If confirmed, this deal could either ease those tensions or further escalate them.
Next, from CBS News. You'll hear their report. This excerpt provides historical context to the conflict and sets up the analysis.
The U.S. and Israel began this war really in lockstep with each other, and now it seems Israel is left out of the MOU.
The timing of these statements is interesting. What signal does it send?
It signals a clear push for transparency from lawmakers, especially Chuck Schumer, who emphasized the need for full disclosure. The White House's silence could indicate a reluctance to share sensitive information. This contrast highlights ongoing political pressure on the administration.
Next, from CBS News. You'll hear their report. This excerpt introduces the uncertainty about the agreement's details and sets up the hypothesis.
Yet been made public. And so a lot of uncertainty about the specific details of the document, which is reported.
What alternative explanations should we keep on the table for questions continue as details of the Iran peace deal remain unknown?
Open questions include: what specific details are lawmakers seeking in the peace deal with Iran? How will the lack of transparency affect public perception of U.S. foreign policy towards Iran? Alternate explanations should stay on the table until independent verification.
Thank you, Evan, for the analysis. As details remain elusive, Congress presses for transparency. Full disclosure is crucial for public trust and effective oversight.
You've been watching Briefly Today News. Follow for the next brief